What up, guys? That Comic Awesome here, doing another review, doing the Invincible Iron Man number 599. Did you miss me? Yes, but we miss old Tony, not whatever Tony has become even over the last several years. One, I can't stand this, kind of, I don't know, this cover always bothered me. It's just like he's like, "Asa, dude. Asa." You know? It just isn't, I don't know. I would rather a different cover. That's me. So, anybody, catch everyone up. Tony Stark went missing somewhere along the lines of Legacy. He was in a coma that Captain Marvel had put him in. Again, being the great hero and defender of Earth that she is. She put another hero into pretty much a coma. But it came out that Tony had done some terrible and unethical things to his own biology, which in turn saved his life. That was never explained, but it was always these horrible. He did these questionable things to himself, which allowed him to sustain the impact, and then kind of, instead of dying, kind of just put him in this coma, and that was it. So, again, first, so this book also kind of marries in, this series has married in the infamous Iron Man and the Invincible Iron Man. So you get Doom, which really in this whole run, this whole story arc has just been completely pacified and rendered useless. The only good Doom right now is in the Marvel 2-for-1 with The Thing and Human Torch. Hands down, Chip Zdarsky writes the best Doom. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I'll say it until everyone says quit saying that. He does. Easily. This is not Doom. This is like some pansy who, just wants to be loved and blah, blah, blah. So, to back everybody up too, after Secret Wars, when Iron Man rebooted for the, 8th time, Tony was dating Amara, who was a scientist. She was a scientist. She was developing a controversial, mutant suppression, some mutant suppression therapy, which would allow, control of the mutant population. Not like, it was something, but it wasn't quite as evil sounding as I just made it sound. But after Tony faked his death the first time, and then his company tried to seize control of, or his board tried to seize control of the company, her and Doom had a little bit of a fling. And shocker, now she's pregnant. And you get this first panel. So he got pretty dinged up in a battle, and he teleported himself to her apartment. And he says, is it a boy or a girl? She's like, I don't like labels, Dr. Doom. Now the irony in this statement, the fact that I don't like labels, and then you call someone a label. Like, it would have been different if she was like, I don't like labels, Doom. Or, I don't like labels, Victor. But you're literally, like, calling him, like, a villain's name, a label. So it's like, again, the mind of an idiot. And so it kind of goes into this, like, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to, come here. It was all instinct. I just needed somewhere where I could feel safe. I didn't mean to, intrude. And then so he leaves. And then she does this, like, such of a wimp, like, and that's probably when I fell in love with your father. Damn it. Again, this character had such potential for being, like, an actually smart, this was a not a just given. I like the science. She was a scientist. She was developing things. She was doing stuff. She had a career, and now she's just pregnant girlfriend of doom. You know, you want to talk about weakening a character? This right here is the weakest character, and because they pacified a really good character. Then you kind of get into, what happened? Tony is back, and this is where you get the real rub of what he did to himself. So he comes back and he has his hair, which in the past episode or past issues he was completely bald, but turns out, he's just wearing a wig because he wanted his mom to recognize him. And so he says here, she says, "What happened?" And he says, "In a nutshell, I sort of forced a restart or a reboot or whatever you want to call it, my entire biological system." And she says, "Sort of." He's like, "I forced a bunch of stuff that shouldn't have been there, really, that I shouldn't have put there in the first place, but it saved my life, but it was kind of a one-time deal, and I won't get another shot." So, again, that is the classic, we're going to just say a bunch of stuff that pseudo-explains what he did, but really tells us absolutely nothing. So, essentially, Tony's saying that he flushed his system of possibly the nanites and things that, I don't know, they put in his body prior to Civil War. And by doing that, that allowed him to sustain the impact of, Captain Marvel. That makes no sense. I would rather have been I actually have nanites running my bloodstream right now, and that's the only thing keeping me alive. I'm essentially on, 24/7 life support. But nope. Now I just hit the reset button, just like Marvel. We hit the reset button, and everything's okay. Except it's not, and it just gives you no closure on past storylines or anything, and now everything's just hunky-dory. So he flies away, and he's like, "Look, I keep on talking. I want to keep talking to you. I got to do some stuff, but I want to, I want to know everything about you and Dad." And anybody who read the International Iron Man run, which kind of explained who Amanda is and how she is his mom and who his dad is. He was a SHIELD agent who was a double agent for Hydra, and she ended up killing him in that series. So he goes to visit Rhodey, kind of as a little bit of a cathartic. Now, there are two twists in this book. And spoiler alert, I'm going to show you one of them. It is the most ridiculous twist. I will not reveal the end because there is another twist that I find much more intriguing, and I think you should read it to find out. But needless to say, now we're on to Riri, who is on this she's on the hunt for Tony too. Her and Tony Ho, Arno, and I can't remember who the other one is, but they're a team that had been put together by this mysterious benefactor. And finally Riri's wising up, and she's like, "Look, we gotta, who is this benefactor? What are we gonna do? I want to know before we do anything else. I want to know who this is, who I'm working for. I don't know, kind of like a normal person." So her armor gets taken control of. She's communicating with Tony, and she's like, Tony with an I, and she's essentially like, "Look, there's no way my system could have been hacked. It's a closed circuit system, blah, 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 this and that." And then finally, they meet the mysterious benefactor. And who is it? My name is Leonardo Da Vinci. Yes, that one. I'm Leonardo Da Vinci, the real Leonardo Da Vinci. And many years ago, I helped invent S.H.I.E.L.D. And now it's gone. It's time. It's long past time for a new thing. And I think that would involve you. All of you. So Leonardo da Vinci, still alive, still, I don't know. I read that and I was like, we're going the like the Assassin's Creed route on this, where it's like, let's just start throwing historical figures that could be alive and do things and that. I'm getting extreme fatigue on this. Thankfully, I think there's only, I'm trying to remember when this reboots in the summer. I think there's only 1 or 2 more issues of Bendis left on this, which again, this just proves when he was writing this, he had checked out. He was already on to DC. Again, oh, what happened to Tony? He did a detox and he all better now. He good. No. But yeah, that's my thoughts on that. Subscribe over here, watch some more videos, hit me up in the comments, let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you next time.